Good morning. Yes, it's 2:22 a.m. Yesterday was an extremely long day for me. I worked on the community calendar pretty much through the morning, and then in the afternoon I went and supported my son as he was doing a benefit. He had organized a benefit for one of the musicians who had a heart attack and huge medical bills. And then I came home and worked on legal papers until going on 9:30, quarter to 10, and I thought, man, I'm tired. And I went to bed, and I woke up and it wasn't even 11 o'clock yet. It was like one of my afternoon naps, just maybe slightly over an hour that I had since I had gone and laid down. And I wanted to fall back asleep, and so I turned my back over to the clock and laid there and could not fall back asleep. And I felt this impulse to turn and look at the time. And I thought, I don't want to look at the time. And I laid there for a few more minutes, and when I finally turned around, I realized that had I turned when I first was prompted, it would have been 11:11 because it was just past that. I argued with with the little thing about looking at the time. They were trying to prompt me to get another 11:11, which I get lots of, and 444s, and I get lots of double and triple numbers every day. Every day I'm prompted to look at something, and it's got a double number at least in it. I mean, I think one day 5 times I saw it at something 44, 5 times during a single day. And what does that mean? Maybe nothing. But to me, it's a message from angels or whatever. And each has its own meaning, and people have different meanings that are assigned to it. Today it's 2:22. And the title that I came up with after a lot of introspection and meditation, 2012, Let Your Light Shine Anyway. Sometimes the great Creator Spirit graces us with mountaintop experiences when we simply know that we are loved and connected to something invisible and greater than we seem to be as humans. Sometimes, most times, we do not sense that higher reality. Sometimes the darkness feels very oppressive and real. It's not, despite those feelings. Men and women of faith have all experienced this throughout the ages. Personally, I have been to the mountaintop and in the valley of shadows. At my darkest time, I still hear a still small voice. Let your light shine anyway. As I was sitting here this morning when I finally came to the computer, and actually before I even came to the computer, I was pondering this entire 6.5+ year ordeal with the lawsuit, and looking at the sheer insanity and madness of the entire episode. It has been a prolonged crucifixion for me. There have been many mountaintop experiences throughout the process, but lots and lots and lots of valleys. Doing these daily videos, some days has been a real challenge, other times a real blessing. Today, I look deeply into my own heart, and I see parts of myself that would like revenge even. But that's not by far the strongest part of me. I simply recognize it as the little piece of darkness in my light, because I really have embraced the light and been embraced by the light. And when the message comes through, let your light shine anyway, I realize that I'm in contract with my own soul to do that very thing. And letting my light shine to me means to tell the truth, despite those to whom the truth is a threat. And in our world of darkness, there are many people that have chosen to play dark roles, and most of them hold very high positions, or at least many of them do, positions of apparent authority and apparent power. And as I've said in other vlogs, I've really not wanted, through this whole ordeal, to bring punishment to the lawyers, to the bankers, not to anybody. Do they deserve it? Yeah, there's a part of me that says they do, and it cries for justice. And there's been many people that have advised me, sue the heck out of these people. But as I look at the whole system, as I have been this past several days anyway, looking into other remedies, the remedy that I thought I had, I don't have because of delays within the system, because I'm requiring information and documentation from a bureaucracy somewhere else in the United States than my home state. And I needed that documentation to pursue the avenue of remedy that I was pursuing, that I thought was a slam dunk. And when it didn't happen the week before last, and then it didn't happen last week, I mean, it can really knock the crap out of my sensibilities, out of my emotional body. I mean, it can really, it slays me sometimes. It slays me. In dealing with the government agencies, all I see is corruption, fraud, and a refusal to even do what they're supposed to do. When I've attempted to file papers with the court, to actually have papers recorded, I don't just mean they've allowed me to file anything I want on the lawsuit. They've never stopped me from filing a paper that is an answering to the lawsuit. But when I've tried to get recorded anything as a free man, anything as a sovereign under God, it's been refused. They've not allowed the lawful recording, and it's their duty, written in their laws, that they must file public documents in the public record. That's their job, but they don't do it. And there have been so many injustices throughout this entire proceeding of 6.5 years, where only the first judge seemed to have some integrity. And pretty much the rest of the people that I've dealt with do not seem to have much integrity. I would say that the plaintiff's lawyer of all the attorneys seems, now again, he's the plaintiff coming against me, but he seems to be, from just my sense, has more integrity than the rest of the lawyers, including the ones that worked for me, that were my attorneys. And so it's been a real challenge. And I have no idea if the remedies that I'm ready to employ now are going to work or not. I really don't know. And that's the truth. Because they have ignored everything that I've done. And every time that I think I see a way, I see something that would challenge me to compromise truth. And I won't do that. I won't do that. What came to me over an hour ago, yet I should have maybe done this at 111 because I was really ready to do it then, but I felt it was too early. What I was feeling is that this is the way that God manifests. And I don't even know how to say this. I appreciate my Christian roots. I appreciate the archetypal facets that have presented themselves through the Christian myth. And as I've gotten beyond Christianity to see the bigger picture, to look at the myths in other religions and other cultures. And myths are powerful. These things, it doesn't matter even the historical truth or not. They reveal something far deeper about the human soul. And in this journey from spirit into flesh, which is a devolution, it's devolving, going down into, he that would ascend must first descend. We're descending into humanity. And humanity is divine still, but it doesn't feel that way sometimes. It doesn't look that way sometimes. Sometimes it seems demonic or satanic, very evil, in fact, where everything is backwards, and it's on purpose. This is part of the duality experience when the duality becomes dualistic or dualism rather than the dance that I often talk about. This is what happens. And there's a crucifixion that takes place, and that's almost what I'm feeling like in my own life, like they're trying to crucify me or throw me into the lion's den or throw me into the fiery furnace or burn me at the stake as if I'm a witch or take me outside the camp and stone me, shut me up. They've done that time and again, not just to me. And yes, I do believe in past lives. They've done it to me, to my soul. It's been part of my experience. And I've been on both sides, I feel. I've been one of the ones doing the stoning, one of the ones doing the sacrificing, and one of the ones being sacrificed. I've played both roles. I sense that that's true. Do I know that that's true? No. I know what's going on right now, today, in the lifetime called Ron Van Dyke. For this person, this being that has a name, that was given a name at birth, Ron Van Dyke, or Ronald Thomas Van Dyke. And when my dad was still alive, I used the junior. When he died, I stopped using it. Anyway, all of my life, I've been climbing the mountain and then going down into the valley. Climbing the mountain, then going down into the valley. I've been rejected by people that were family and friends. I've been rejected by people that I thought were my spiritual community. And until only in the past few years that I feel like I was really starting to connect with a spiritual family, first at the New Way and now through the internet here, through Facebook and YouTube. And by the way, speaking of YouTube, the last several days, I don't know what's going on, but when I try to respond to people that send me emails on YouTube, I get an error message and it will not let the message go through. I can't. I mean, I'm getting people sending me advice and I'm trying to respond and thank them and let them know, what parts of the advice that they've given I've already been tried. And I got one today that said about asking about if I've filed a UCC-1 yet. And yes, I'm a secured party creditor. Does that mean anything to the court? It must not, because they're still trying to steal my home. Yes, sell it too, but they don't have the right to sell it. It's mine. And that's a crucifixion. I don't plan on leaving, no matter what. I've offered, as I said yesterday, an olive branch to the attorney. I've tried to communicate with the bank that's doing this. I haven't really communicated with the judge. And I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. There's times that I send tremendous light, especially to the one attorney, but to all of them. Because in my heart, I recognize that even those that play roles that seem as if they are my enemy, God is still love. And I am part of God, and I am love. A lot of religious people still don't get that. They're still playing the duality game of opposition. Somebody, oh my God, it's 17 minutes already. Oh my God, I didn't think I was talking that long. Maybe I shouldn't broach the subject of the Republic. But some places in the Republic, there's people trying to do litmus tests for people joining to make sure that they have the right ideology. And these are, no doubt in my mind, fundamentalist Christians that are trying to do a litmus test that somebody has to believe certain things in order to be in the Republic. And if that's what they're trying to, if that's the kind of republic they're trying to do, it's a theocracy and it won't work. It won't work. Fundamentalists mess everything up because they think they're stuck in their heads. They're stuck in their heads. Doesn't matter if it's religion or something else. They're stuck in their heads and they can't see the bigger picture. All they can see is that little narrow little frame. But in any case, doing these daily videos has created for me the awareness that I am connected at the level of human, unlike any time in my life. And this is something, this is going to go a little bit over because this is something that's different now than any previous time with Jesus or with any of the prophets or the seers or the visionaries that have been stoned and ostracized and shut up in one way or another in the past. The earth was not ready. The people were not ready to bring in the changes. And so the changes never happened before. But as I said yesterday, we win. We win because this time there's enough people on the planet that are awake, enough people on the planet that are willing to love the light and the dark. They're willing to integrate the opposites within themselves. And that they that I'm talking about is us. We are the they that we've been waiting for. We are the ones. We are the ones that embody the Christos, embody the Buddhic spirit, embody the Islamic peace, embody the Hindu embracing of life and of all aspects of God. We are the ones. We are the ones. And this time our light is shining. I don't know what's going to happen with me in my individual situation. Sometimes I think I do, other times I have great doubt, because the truth is I don't know. I can't control what other people will or will not do. I can't make people see what they refuse to see. All I can do is let my light shine anyway. And it has been my prayer and my attempt to do that very thing day by day, speaking the truth to you from my heart. And I thank you, especially those of you that listen to me on a regular basis, and those that share me with other of your friends, and then they sometimes come on board. I appreciate you, and I even appreciate, though it's difficult, I even appreciate those that have played roles, that have helped strip away the parts of me that need to be stripped away and burned, as it were, in the holy flame of truth. Namaste.